and welcome to the channel. This will be my first video for the channel, and for the first few videos I'm going to do some collection videos for the different consoles that I have. I'm going to show you all the games that I have for them physically, and then if you have any requests for games you want to see played on the channel or you want more information on, please pop them in the comments down below. So starting with my Nintendo Switch collection, we're going to quickly go through these because there's quite a lot here. I'll be as quick as I can for you. I have A Hat in Time. It's a 3D kind of open world puzzle platformer game. I haven't played a whole lot of it, and I have to be honest, I'm not a massive fan. I'll even play the games I don't like for you if you request, so don't let that put you off. But yeah, it's a nice premise, but haven't enjoyed it all that much so far. I have Animal Crossing New Horizons, like everyone for the Switch probably. This is a bit of a life sim kind of game. If you haven't seen it, you move to an empty desert island and you proceed to craft, furnish, buy items, dress your character, and pretty much just run around your island collecting stuff. It's a lot more addictive and fun than you would think, and it's one of those games I call like a pick up put down game. It's a lot more interesting just spending a little bit of time each day on it. I then have Astral Chain. This is a pretty big RPG. This is a lot of fun. It's a nice premise. The visuals are good, even on the Switch, very good. You play one of the siblings, you pick the girl or the boy, and then the other sibling will kind of play as your partner in the game. It's a little bit like kind of Persona or Shin Megami Tensei in the way that you have a demon partner. You collect different demon partners and you use the chains to fight. So quite interesting and kind of new. It has a lot of different aspects to it, from kind of an open world style to almost a detective puzzle game. And this is good. I've played quite a bit of it but not completed it, so it is one I'll need to get back to. The next series of games that I have are the Atelier games. There's a lot of these. Gust are pretty steady about coming out with one of these every year. I've been collecting them for a long time, and I have most of the set. A lot more on the PlayStation, to be honest. But lately, because of the portability of the Switch, I have been getting them on this console instead. So physical for the Switch, I have Atelier Lua, The Scion of Orland, Atelier Lydian Sewell, The Alchemists and the Mysterious Paintings, and Nelke and the Legendary Alchemists, Ateliers of the New World. This middle one is a very different premise for the Atelier games. It's more of a kind of time management, build back up your town while collecting the Atelier characters kind of thing, rather than your usual battle, craft and collect with RPG elements. Some people don't like this one, but I've really enjoyed playing this one, to be honest. It's actually probably one of my favourites. I do have the new Atelier Riser, but not for this console. I got it on the PlayStation 4. So those are my Ateliers for the Switch console. I have Super Bomberman R. I haven't played it a lot. I'm not a massive fan. It's kind of one of those party games where you play with your friends trying to blow each other up. It is a long-standing series, and it's been around quite a long time. I have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is a lot of fun. They're very small, contained square island levels that you run around and figure out the different puzzles and how to move things to get to the top layers and collect the stars that you need. That is a lot of fun. Usual Nintendo, just really fun premise to it. I've played Civilization pass admire quite a lot on the PC, which I really do enjoy. So I got the one for the Switch. This is Civilization 6. I've got to be honest, I haven't played it a lot on my Switch. They're brilliant games, but when you're used to it on the PC, it's not always quite as user-friendly on a console, that kind of game. I have the Demo game. This is like a rhythm game. I'm a massive fan of the Hatsune Miku rhythm games. I have quite a few of them. In fact, I do have the new is it the Diva Mega Mix digitally excuse me, on the Switch that I play a lot. So because of that, I do like to collect rhythm games when they look interesting. So I grabbed this one. It's got kind of beautiful visuals, a slight story to the music, and it's very unusual. It's a bit like a piano rhythm game. It's actually easier to play undocked, to be honest. I then, like everyone, have Donkey Kong Country. The Tropical Freeze game. I had this on my Wii and just rebought it for the Switch because it is a lot of fun. It's 2-player and it's just usual Nintendo platforming fun that I just wanted to own for this platform as well. I am a massive Square Enix fan and I like the Dragon Quest games. I'm not, however, a Minecraft fan, so when I got the Dragon Quest Builder games, I've got 1 and 2 on my PlayStation. Love them, they're amazing. Sunk so much of my life into these games, and then ended up with the first game on my Switch somehow. I think I'd like to accidentally also get the second one, if I'm being honest, on my Switch, because it is nice to have them portably. So that is that one. I have Fire Emblem Warriors. This is a bit of a, those massive horde fighting games where you get waves of enemies, and these series, they take different game series and build them into their games. I've played it a little bit and the story elements to it do seem interesting. I'll be honest, the one I'm waiting for is the Persona Scramble version. Is the one I'm really looking forward to of that type of game. I've got Flipping Death. This is a lot of fun, and it's nice when you've got a lot of games like I have to find kind of new and unusual premises. This you play in the land of the living and the land of the dead, between the two worlds to try and work out the puzzles to progress through the levels, and it is a lot of fun. Quite a good comedy to it and a good story so far. I got For the King. As it says, it's a roguelike tabletop adventure. I've played it a little bit, I'm not a fan, and that's it really. Don't know much about it, just couldn't get into it. Galgun 2. I'm pretty sure I have the first one of these on one of the PlayStations as well. I am a fan of the waifu kind of games. I like fanfare, as unpopular as that is. Doesn't bother me at all. Probably the more on the nose, the funnier it is really. I do quite enjoy them. So I haven't actually really played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. I have heard that it's actually quite good. I have Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams Ultimate Edition. I played it a little bit. It's a platform game where you play the two sisters. Each one has its own realm, so it helps you collect all the different parts by flicking between the sisters, popping you into the two different realms to play. It's alright. Haven't got that far. So I have James Pond, codename Robocod. This is simply a nostalgic pickup. Had this on my old PlayStation. It's an old game now that I thoroughly enjoy, just an old platformer. This is a download code, not a cartridge. It just came in a case, so I have that one. I then have, speaking of fanfare, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? This is kind of an RPG dungeon crawler. I think it's procedurally generated. It's one of those where your town's just a drop-down menu if you don't like that, and you kind of run through the dungeons, proceeding the story and collecting the different women, probably, usually. I haven't played it a whole lot, but I'm interested enough to see how it progresses. I am a big Layton fan, and I have all the original games on the DS. So when they started the Catriel series, I was interested enough to pick it up. I haven't played this yet, but this is Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy Deluxe Edition. I don't know if that's just the Switch version or if it actually means you get anything extra, I'm not sure. They are puzzle-based adventure with a story to them that are always quite fun. I've got Little Dragons Cafe. Really like this one. Big fan of this. You kind of your mum's sick and you're trying to run her cafe and expand it and serve her guests while stocking it up from things you find around the island while raising your dragon, and that is literally this game in a pinch, really. It's a lot like your usual farm-based games like Rune Factory and Hometown Story, where you have your base and you build it up and you collect elements that you need to craft for it. And I've not finished it, probably about halfway, but that one's a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of that one. I have from Square Enix's offshoot company. Is it I can't remember, Tokyo Factory, something like that. That's it, Tokyo RPG Factory. I have this one, and this I own and have played I Am Setsuna and think that is brilliant. I've recently bought the Oninaki, you'll see that in the pile. Haven't played that yet, but could not get into this one. The premise is a good idea, but there's something about the story that's just not keeping me interested. I've tried it a couple of times now and just not got far with it, so not sure about that one. I collect it because it's Square Enix and I love the Final Fantasies and I am a Square Enix fan, but yeah, a little bit disappointed. We then go into my Mario games. I have Luigi's Mansion 3. I have the first two on the DS systems and I love this game. I completed this as soon as I got it. It's amazing. The humour, his animations, the story itself and the gameplay of this, probably one of my favourite games on the console, to be honest. This is amazing and beats the Odyssey game for me. So we have Super Mario Odyssey, also an amazing game, very good Mario game, lot of fun, like a 3D open world kind of game where you visit the different, you collect enough moons to move on to the different worlds with your ship. A lot of fun, but just ever so slightly outmatched by Luigi's Mansion, to be honest, for me. I then have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just because it wouldn't be a Switch collection without it, really. I do thoroughly enjoy these games. They're a very solid, long-running kart series that are very good. I have the new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. It's got the Mario and the Luigi games in it. It's the standard Mario platform kind of games. Lot of fun these. Especially if you've got a couple of friends over and you just want to have a laugh, play a couple of levels. I've got Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This was a surprisingly big hit for me. I really enjoyed this. Unusual premise. I've never played a Rabbids game, but they are a lot of fun. The story's funny, the gameplay is interesting, plays like a grid battle system, which I usually do not like at all, and yet I will forgive it for this one. I did enjoy that. I've got Paper Mario The Origami King, probably one of the more recent releases. I'm not a massive Paper Mario fan, but I have owned them in the past, and they usually have quite an interesting battle system. I'll be honest, the story for this one is interesting, but the battle system sorry about my cough, very persistent, it's harsh, but it's boring. It's very repetitive, and it's I'm just not decided whether it's enough to put me off the game, to be honest. So I've played quite a bit of it, and the story is good, but yeah, that battle system is making it a bit of a grind, to be honest. I recently picked up the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, the anniversary release. It has Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy to it. I'm a massive Galaxy fan. Completed both of them on the Wii way back when, and haven't played really the other two, so thought it'd be an interesting pick-up. And it's just a little bit disappointing that they haven't done anything with them. They're just a straight emulation onto the cartridge, and I understand that nostalgia is a big deal for a lot of people, but for those of us newer to some of these, it just really does mean that those controls are painful, to be honest. Make it much more difficult. If you're not greatly skilled at them as well, which is my case, then yeah, it's a lot more difficult. Moonlighter, excellent game. Procedurally generated. You play as a shop owner, which is a premise that seems to be popping up quite a bit now, but I do like this one. You own your shop, you fight in the dungeons at night to fill your wares and collect more expensive items to sell and trade so that you can upgrade your shop and your town and your kit and work your way through the dungeons. I die a lot. I haven't got Mega 4 because I'm not that good, but I am really enjoying it. I have Hollow Knight digitally as well, and that's another really good game. Amazing, beautiful, that I'm also terrible at, to be honest. I got My Time at Portia. This is, well, on paper, the perfect game for me, like a crafting, collecting, life sim, relationship building kind of game. You outfit them, craft things for your home, furnish it. It should have been amazing and just couldn't get into it. If they've patched it a lot now to make it better, then that's great, but in the end just would advise this on the PlayStation really rather than the Switch. It just ruined it for me. I have Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, probably one of the best RPG games you can get. I had 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. I've completed 2, it's amazing. I'm stuck quite far into number 1, but when I saw they were bringing it out remastered on the PlayStation and the original on the Switch, I decided to go ahead because of the cartoony kind of graphics anyway, and just get the original version for the Switch so it was portable. And this is just amazing, really. Glad I did, a lot of fun. Doesn't bother me that it's not the more updated version at all. As earlier mentioned from Tokyo RPG Factory, I've recently purchased Oninaki. This one has an unusual premise. It's a lot to do with death and the afterlife and being able to pass on and not linger when you die. I really haven't even started it at all yet, so I'm interested to try this one and just picked it up in a sale. I have Overcooked 1 and 2 on the PlayStation, love them. and hate them at the same time because they're just so annoyingly difficult. It's a shame they don't bring a game of this that you can play on your own. That is the only thing really. You have to have another player cooperatively with you to be able to actually get through the levels properly, especially at my skill level. But I play with my sister and it's amazing. So I grabbed this when it was cheap for the Switch, but it's not really that useful for me being portable, so in the end tend to play it more on my PlayStation. This is my newest edition. I am a massive Pikmin fan. They are probably my favourite game series. Had all three of them for the Wii U. Number 2 being particularly difficult to track down because there weren't that many to come by. So obviously been waiting a long time for them to make number 4, and then recently when they announced they were bringing out the deluxe edition of number 3, pre-ordered it and it arrived the other day. I've been playing it since, pretty much about halfway through I think. It's not that different to the original game. I think they've made it so you can play 2 players and they've added some side missions and bits and pieces, but apart from that it's just what I remember, and massive fan. Glad I got it. Will be continuing to play. I have a couple of Pokemon games. I have Let's Go Eevee. This is Pokemon's Pokemon. They're all very much the same game, repeated. But I buy usually one every now and again because they can be quite fun. I have enjoyed it. I'm about halfway probably and need to finish it, to be honest. I picked up Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. A very, very simple version of even a Pokemon game, which are easy to start with. This is kind of a dungeon crawler sort of game. You work your way through the dungeons, filling out quests for the other residents, and that really is it, rinse and repeat, to be honest. So good for probably younger players, if you just want to play something really simple or add it to your collection. There's that one, and then of course I picked up the collection of Pokemon Sword and Shield that comes with the Steelbook. I have played, let's see, I think I've been playing Shield. Played it quite a bit. I have enjoyed it. Haven't bought the expansions yet. Don't know if I will. We'll see. But yeah, it's Pokemon. I used to have Rune Factory 4 and enjoyed it. Quite a big fan of that kind of game. So obviously I know they're making number 5, so that they'd kind of redone the 4, called it Rune Factory 4 Special. It's very much a farming, crafting, town-based sim where you don't know who you are and you're trying to work your way through the story. Not that far through it this time round, but again, bit of a pick up put down game that's a lot of fun. I bought a while ago Scribblenauts. It's the mega pack. It's got, I think it's Scribblenauts Unmasked plus Scribblenauts Unlimited. Never played these games before on any other Wii consoles. It looked interesting. I picked it up for a cheap price. I'll be honest, I've played a tiny little bit, probably not given it enough of a chance. Not sure if it's my kind of thing or not. We will have to see. I have a Shining Resonance Refrain, the Draconic Launch Edition. It comes in this nice steel book. It is a little bit fanfare-ish, very JRPG. It seems like a lot of fun so far. The story looks quite interesting. Again, I'm not that far into it yet. The thing with these massive RPGs is that it's finding time to work your way through them, but I'm definitely interested to work my way through that one. I got Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold. Years ago when they announced this game was coming out for the DS with the little peripherals, it looked really interesting. Of course they never did, and then they brought this out for the Switch a bit ago, so I grabbed it. By level 5, it's different. I'm a little way in. It is fun. I think I need to give it a bit more time to really know how much I like it. We will see. I have of course got Splatoon 2 because I love it. It's amazing. It is a multiplayer kind of a shooter but with paint. A lot of fun, that one, just to pick up, put down when you want to play online. A bit back I have Story of Seasons Doraemon on digitally on my Switch and have really enjoyed it, so I picked up the remake of Mineral Town, so Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. These are of course the old Harvest Moon people that lost the rights to that title, so the Harvest Moon, the people that make that now, I'm not a massive fan of the newest content, so I've stuck with the Story of Seasons creators, and I've only kind of loaded this up and started it off, but it does look good. I never played the original, so I'm interested to see what this is like. Super Putty Squad, never played it. It's another download code with a case. I just picked it up because it was really cheap. Thought it looked like it might be fun. We'll have to have a little look and let you know. I have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Not sure why really. It is obviously a brawler fighting game. You can collect your characters. There's a bit of a story to it. It's a big fan series, but haven't played a whole lot. Need to practice probably. Probably enjoy it more if I was any good at that kind of game. A good long while ago I wanted the Alliance Alive for the DS. They're very hard to get hold of though, and they're not cheap. I then found that they were remaking it for the Switch, so I grabbed that version. Haven't played it yet, but it does look really interesting and I've heard good things about this, so that is the Alliance Alive. I played the Banner Saga 1 on the PlayStation. Can't remember why I ended up with it really. It's not usually one I would have picked up, but really enjoyed it. It's one of those kind of games where your decisions impact what happens to you as you go along, and I think that carries over through the games as well. So because I enjoyed the first one so much, when I saw this collection of all of them for the Switch, I grabbed that. And then of course I haven't played it, so I saw the Princess Guide, a couple of reviews for this one, so I picked it up. It's an NIS America game. Again, haven't played this yet, but apparently it's kind of a combat training sort of, if I remember right, I think you pick which princess you're going to train, and then follow her story along. I'll have to play that one and see. The World Ends With You is a remake of an old DS game. This is very unusual, very fun, very stylish, kind of anime style to it, drawing should I say, and not that far in, but I'm enjoying this one. Different, quite fun. This is Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE Encore. This I've been waiting so long for. This is what I owned the Wii U for. Played it to death, love it. It's a combination of Fire Emblem and it's got Persona, and it's really good. It's an RPG game that's quite like Persona in the fact that you go into the different realms to battle and then come back into the normal realm to live your daily life. It's a lot of the usual Japanese pop star based storyline to it, but it's a fabulous game. Really need to finish this one. I picked up 2 Point Hospital because I love this game and it's just a lot of fun. I've played it on the PC a lot, and obviously when they remade it lately, have it on the PC, and I just grabbed it on the Switch as well to see what it's like, and it is actually quite player friendly on the Switch, so I do enjoy that one. I have a Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap. Not usually my kind of game, can't remember why I picked it up. It's a bit of a retro remake, platform kind of thing that I'm not really played very much of at all, so probably need to load that up and see how I go. I have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Had this years ago on my DS, didn't really play it, think I traded it. Then later got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for my Switch. I have the big special edition of this, and this game is amazing. I've got the Torna Golden Country expansion to it as well that I've yet to play, but I've completed 2 and really enjoyed it. They're just massive RPG games with a very unusual battle system that I think originally I didn't look into enough, so that I enjoyed it. I do suggest a couple of videos of the kind of battle system to look into it and actually learn how to do it properly so you actually enjoy it. Amazing game, really enjoying this one now, quite far into it, and yeah, that's definitely worthwhile. I have this unusual little pickup. It's Yoku's Island Express. You play as a little bug carrying around your dirt ball, and you're a postman. It's essentially an RPG mixed with pinball, and you open the world up as you go, collecting and doing little quests. Been pretty much a pinball platformer. It's actually amazingly fun. Definitely worth the pick up for me. I'm glad I got it. Just need to, as always, carry on with it. I picked up Yoshi's Crafted World when it came out, just because I was quite a fan of his Woolly World version and enjoyed this as well. Completed that one. It's just a little fun pick up and play for a platformer when you want something a bit easier. I of course have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What can you say? I mean, it's a beautiful game. You can sink a lot of time running around in it. I think the only letdown is that for a massive RPG fan like me, the story to it is lacking. And once you kind of get over the beauty of it, yeah, I'm not sure there's enough content to it. But I did get The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake of that. This is beautiful, this little chibi art style that they've done. Definitely worth a pick up. I'll be honest, it makes you want to tear your hair out working out some of those dungeon puzzles. I had to look a couple up in the end, I'm not afraid to say it. But yeah, a lot of fun. I did complete that one. I've just got a few left. We're nearly done, I promise. I've got this edition of Nightmare Boy. Again, not my kind of thing. I think I got it for cheap from somewhere, so I haven't really played it, don't know much about it. I got The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. This is a beautiful special edition. It comes with an actual little storybook in here. It's a lovely game, a lovely little story, not a massively long game, but you play as the princess leading around the blinded prince through the levels, and you slowly work out why you transform the way you do and why he is the blind prince. And it is just a beautiful version of storytelling that I'm glad I played and completed. I recently picked up Hero Land, the Noble Edition. This is unusual but fun. You are based on kind of a theme park island, and you are not the person that gets to go on all the adventures in it. You are the staff that leads people through this island. So it's a bit kind of management based, and you run your way through the dungeons in an unusual way. I haven't played it an awful lot, but it's kind of fun. If you can pick it up for a cheap price, I think it's probably quite worth it. I then have this edition of Octopath Traveller, the Traveller's Compendium edition that comes with the big kind of pop-up book. A lovely edition, comes in a plastic cover. Can't remember what else is in the box, but I got that. I played it a little bit. Like always, I've really enjoyed it, and then must have got sidetracked by something, so I need to come back to it. This is kind of an homage to the old style graphics of kind of RPG turn-based fighting games, but with what is actually a really beautiful animation to it. And yeah, you get your 12 characters, I think it is. You can play through each of the 8 characters. You play through each of their stories as you level them, and instead of being based around a world-ending situation, the story is based around your 8 different people and their individual stories. So quite interesting and one worthwhile picking up. I've got Valkyria 4, the Memoirs from Battle Premium Edition. I am a massive Valkyria Chronicles fan. I loved 1. I had 2 as well, which is very good. Revolution was a little bit more difficult to play, shall we say, and so it made me a little bit nervous for 4, but they've gone back to the turn-based gameplay that they had, that made it so interesting in the first place, and this is brilliant. The story's amazing. I'm about halfway, I think, and yeah, really thoroughly enjoyed that one, much better than the strange one they made in the middle. I then have Starlink. I wanted the Switch edition because it has the special Star Fox ship with the Star Fox content in the game. I do have this for the PlayStation as well, without those extras, and I have played it somewhat. It is actually pretty interesting. I'm a big Skylanders fan, so I liked the idea of the peripherals for this, and I just need to play it a bit more really to see how I feel about it. So that is that one. And then the last one, I of course have Fire Emblem 3 Houses, the limited edition, and to be honest, sad to say, I haven't played it very much. just has been sat in my pal waiting. I've played it some and really enjoyed the content that I've seen so far of it. I just really need to spend some more time with it. So that concludes my physical Switch games. I do have quite a few digitally as well on the console. If anyone's interested, let me know. I'll do a separate video for that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be coming back soon with some PlayStation and DS versions of these. And like I said earlier, if there's any content you want to see, please pop it in the comments down below. And please like the video. Thank you very much.